Section 12.1 is about circles and circumference. Some of this you may already know and some of it may be new. For example, it starts with the definition of a circle. That would be the set of all the points in a plane that share the same distance from a given point. That given point would be the center. In this example, the center is C. You may also know about the radius of a circle. And when you say it's plural, we say radii. So a radius goes from the center to the edge of a circle. So in this example, CD, CF, and CE are all radii. A chord of a circle is a segment that goes from one edge of the circle to the other edge. So examples of this would be AB and also DE. A diameter of a circle is a chord, but it must pass through the center. So DE would be a diameter. Obviously, all the radii are congruent in a circle, and the diameter is composed of two radii. So going forward, we are going to be able to find a radius and a diameter, and we will also find the circumference. And the circumference formula we've used before, circumference is either pi times diameter or 2 pi times the radius. On this next example, what we're going to do is name some vocabulary. So it wants us to name the circle, identify a radius, a chord, and a diameter. The circle is just based off the center. So the name of this circle would be circle X. There are 4 radii that are shown in this example. They go from the center to the edge. So XZ, XV, XT, and then XU. There are 2 chords in this example. RS is a chord, and then also ZT. Remember, chords are just touching from the edges. And then last, TZ would be the diameter since it goes from edge to edge and passes through the center. The other thing we're going to do is find the radius or the diameter. So if they give you TU in this example, which in this case would be the diameter, all you would have to do is divide it by 2 in order to find the radius. So when you take 14 divided by 2, you would get 7. Pause the video and try the check question. In the check question, they are giving you LM. LM is a radius, so to find the diameter, you want to do the opposite, which would be multiplying by 2 instead of dividing. So in this case, we would get 22. All right, in the next example, we're going to use our circumference formula. So take a moment and read through that story problem. You are trying to find the circumference. So we're going to do 2 times the pi times radius. They are giving us the fact that you are a car from the center 18 meters. So that means if I were to, here's my center of my circle, and to the edge would be 18. All I'd have to do is plug in 18 to my radius. So I'm doing 2 times pi times 18, which if they want it in terms of pi, we'd write 36 pi, or we would change it to a decimal answer, which is 113.1. Pause the video and try the check question. In the check question, they give you too much information. They just want the circumference of the rim. So all you would do is take 2 times pi times 7.5. If they left it in terms of pi, then you would just put 15 pi. On this next question, they are saying find the diameter and radius if they are giving you the circumference. So the circumference is 77.8. So now I would put that in the C spot. So I would have 77.8 equals pi times diameter. To find the diameter, I would just divide by pi. So when I type that in my calculator, I would get 24.76. Then if I need to find the radius, I just take that, since it's the diameter, and divide it by 2. So then I would get 12.38. In the check question, you need to find the diameter and the radius. They give you the circumference 94.2. So when you plug it into your equation, you would just need to divide 94.2 by pi. That would give you 31.4 for your diameter. To find your radius, then you just need to take 31.4 and divide it by 2, and that's where you get 15.7. On the next part, it gives you a postulate. It says that two circles are congruent if and only if they have congruent radii. So it's just showing you two different circles with congruent radii. And then theorem 10.1 says that all circles are similar. And then one vocabulary phrase that you may want to circle or highlight: concentric circles are coplanar circles that have the same center. So it'll usually look like you have a circle inside of another circle. Those are considered concentric circles. On your last example, it's wanting you to find the missing length. And it gives you the diameter of circle K, which is 12. So if the diameter across there is 12, then I know the distance from D to K would be half of that, which would be 6. They also give you the diameter of circle J, which in this case they say is 20. So if I know the diameter is 20, the distance from J to E is 10. The last piece they tell me is that JD is 8. They want us to find the length from E to K. So you can set up equations if you would like, or you can just use some simple math here. We know that from J to D is 8, so I should be able to find this missing length right here from D to E because I know the total is 10. Because I remind you, the two smalls that I add together will equal the big. So that's what this first equation looks like. So you could set up an equation where you do 8 plus x equals 10, and then just subtract. I would just use some simple math there and find that from D to E would be 2. Then we also know if we jump over to the other guy, if this is 2, I can find the remaining piece because my total from D to K is 6. So again, you can set up an equation if you'd like to do 2 plus x equals 6 and subtract 2, or I'm just going to do some simple math where I subtract 2 from 6 and this remaining piece is 4. That concludes section 12.1, where it is finding circumference, radii, diameters, and then also using vocabulary.